Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Home Staging Talk Show Live. I'm Jenny Norris, your host, and I'm also the chairwoman of the International Association of Home Staging Professionals. We've got a great show for you today. We've got two powerhouse women joining us in just a little bit. We've got June Carter and Becky Harmon, and both from the great state of Florida. So you'll be able to hear from both of them regarding some different things that they're working on, and both of them are speaking at our conference coming up too. So I do have some announcements to make, of course, as we get started. So we're talking about the conference. Our conference is October 3rd, 4th, and 5th in Nashville. So get your tickets because we have sold out the last 2 years, and we have a great time. We have lots of education planned, and so you don't want to miss out. I have never missed a conference. I've gone to all of them starting in 2003, and even when I was brand new. So the benefit is you'll learn no matter what level you're at in the business. So whether you're a beginner, you've been in business for a while, what I would call intermediate, to maybe an advanced person, you're going to have an opportunity to learn something that's going to benefit you. And we always say, even if you can just take away one thing that really can drive your business forward, then it's all worth it. So of course you're going to learn more than just one thing, but make sure to get your hotel reservations because those the deal that we worked out with the Gaylord Hotel ends on September 3rd, and then there's no more rooms available at that great rate. So make sure that you book your hotel room ASAP, and we're going to have a great time. We're all going to be in the Magnolia section, which they just remodeled. So I'm really looking forward to that. Beautiful hotel. So 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Our speaker lineup, actually, I'll do this one first. This is our keynote celebrity speakers. So we're really excited to have them joining us. Candace Olson will be Friday afternoon. And guess what? She's coming on the showboat with us on the General Jackson for our awards dinner. And so she'll be like captive on that boat. So you'll have lots of time to be able to interact with her. And she's just a super friendly person. Had her on the show a couple months ago and just seems very genuine and real. So really looking forward to hearing from her. And then on Saturday, Carson Kressley and Tom Felicia will be sharing in the afternoon. And then we'll have a meet and greet afterwards and then a social time. And then I learned that this is the 84th birthday of the Grand Ole Opry. It's either 84th or 94th. Anyhow, they're having some big celebration while we're there. And that's why the hotel sold out. So our block of rooms is probably the last one that's really available. So at the Grand Ole Opry, for those people that are interested, I'm going to be looking into getting ticket information for people who want to go over. They have a big birthday bash. Some famous country singers will be there. And so if you're interested in that, you can let me know. But that's going to be happening while we're there. And our speaker lineup, of course, is here. We have 39 speakers coming to share with you, and we've got 25 different topics because we have realtor panel. We have a panel on closing the sale. We have our investor staging consultant designation, which will be Saturday morning. And so there's multiple people speaking on these panels. So we've got a huge lineup of very experienced people sharing. And they're very eager to be able to impart their knowledge to all the people that are coming. And here is the official lineup. Here's the 39 speakers, 25 topics, investor staging consultant designation. Our expo is going to be huge. We have over 40 companies now. Sorry, I have a fan on in my because it's been hot here. It keeps blowing this little piece of hair like right here, so it's tickling my face. And I want to apologize if any of you can see the clutter on my floor. My office is not staged, and I know that, but I had to use my folding screen that I usually conceal things with. I had to take it to a house yesterday, so I don't have it. The expo is going to be amazing. So we have all these companies lining up. I just put out a video on the current sponsors, and we'll continue to update that as more join us. So you don't want to miss out on that. We have arranged special deals with all of these different companies, either stocking dealer price, which you don't get if you're an individual walking into a showroom. So it's power in numbers. That pricing is usually reserved for people that stock products, like a storefront or a store that sells inventory like rugs or the accessories and so forth. We're able to get that for all of you individually because there's power in numbers. So that's like 60% off of the retail and sometimes the designer price as well. So they're really excited to meet with us. We have 2 different live broadcasts that'll be there. We have Nick May that'll be doing the Shays Lounge broadcast. He'll be interviewing people. And then Joseph Hecker will be there. He shifted gears somewhat. He's not doing the Design Talk Live as much. There's a new we'll share It's so weird. Okay. All right, I'll get rid of that. Hide. All right, I'm back. That was weird. The camera just went out. I was going to pull up it on Facebook and go for my cell phone, but this all of a sudden worked again. So where was I? I don't remember what I was saying. So anyway, we've got a great speaker lineup. Oh, I know. So the Design Talk Live and the Shays Lounge will be there. And then we have of course, our investor staging consultant designation will be on Saturday morning. So everybody who's there on Saturday will receive new credentials to help you build your business and work with not only investors. We're also going to touch on the Airbnb market, which that's a huge emerging market for stagers. So that'll be really good. And I know, thank you. Hi, Virginia. I know I'm now frozen. I know my camera blacked out. I don't know why. It just freaked out. Now, hopefully you can. I got to turn it like this. You can't see the jungle in the corner. Slightly turn it. All right. Then we also have our inspirational keynote speaker, of course, is Barb Schwartz. She'll be on the Showboat General Jackson on Friday evening for our awards dinner, and she'll be sharing with us then. So really looking forward to hearing what she has to share. She's always amazing. Then we have our advanced stager training, which will be on Sunday and Monday following the conference. So that is October 6th and 7th. This is for people who have six-figure and above businesses. And so this week I'll be putting out the specific schedule, different topics that the speakers will be sharing on. And it's not like our conference where you sit in the audience and listen. It's more of a workshop. So there will be people sharing individually, but then we're going to break into smaller groups. You'll have also time to chat with your colleagues, and we're going to talk about pain points and growth, successes, challenges you've had, because you can learn a lot from each other. So we have 2 full days that we have for accomplishing this. And so if you have a business that's 6 figures or above, you qualify to attend. So just to register for that. And when you register for that, plus also the conference, you get a little bit of a break on the cost for the advanced stager training. And these are 3 of the speakers we have that will be specifically sharing with us. On the left is Renee Helton, business productivity and coaching. She's done with Keller Williams, MAPS coaching. So it's really more about business productivity and getting your day started right and so forth and growing your business. So she's from Denver. And then Jonathan Miller in the middle is from Richmond, Virginia. He's got a great staging business and he does a lot with branding and marketing. So really looking forward to hearing what he has to share. And then Brandy Sales on the right, he is a tech branding, marketing using cell phones and things like that is going to teach us some of these nifty things that we can do for our businesses, because even though your business is growing, you either are still have a role within your business and until you can work your way out of your business. So you could teach somebody what he's going to teach us as well. But I find the marketing tech is very challenging for a lot of people. And you have to have exposure online or nobody knows who you are. And these are the people they're doing the workshop. It's a collaboration between industry leaders. And so on the left is Marianne Cherico, Joanne Leonard Weary's in the middle, Catherine Lewis Brown on the right, bottom left, Melissa Morrow, myself in the middle, and Jana Usselton. So we're alphabetical. And anyhow, we're really looking forward to be able to facilitate this workshop and be able to share our expertise with the attendees. And this is important. So we have our Staging Industry Awards are happening right now. You have until August 27th, which is not much time. Like, what is today? Today is the 21st already? My God. So you have until next Tuesday evening to submit, and then the voting is going to begin. So this is a little bit different than last year. We had last year people nominated through a portal, and then it wasn't like public as far as people voting and so forth. So this year we're doing a different process. First of all, you can go to IAHSP or stagingindustry.awards.com, stagingindustry.awards.com. It'll take you to a page and you can upload your information, but you have to be nominated by somebody else. You cannot self-nominate, and that other person could be a colleague, it could be a client, it could be a family member or friend. It just can't be you. Okay, so just figure out who that's going to be. And then you're going to need, depending on which category you're submitting, you're going to need time to upload pictures and put descriptions in. So do not wait until Tuesday evening at 11:55 to put your name in, because you just won't make it. And so then all the submissions are going to be put out publicly to vote. And that'll happen over about a 2-week period of time. And then the winners will be announced at our conference. So please spread the word to others who may not be paying attention on social media. We've also sent it out through emails. And so I just don't want people to miss out on being recognized. and being nominated. So these are the categories. Top vacant staging, we're doing luxury, both luxury, regular, and small. So top vacant is going to be luxury vacant, regular vacant, that's not a luxury property, and then small square footage, because that is a challenge in itself. And we should have a contest for who staged the teeniest property. I think Kevin might win, although I'd probably give him a run for his money, because the smallest one I did is about 400 square feet, 395, 400. Top occupied category is for luxury and regular priced. Then there's the top team. We have two categories, large and small. So large is 6 or more. Staging team members, not your movers, not your logistics people, but stagers on your team, 6 or more. And then the smaller would be, 5 or less. The rising star, top individual stager, people who don't have a team, we're going to recognize you as well. Then the Rising Star Award, that is for people that have been in the industry about a year or two, no more than 2 years. You're relatively new, and we want to know why you are a rising star. And this is usually someone else is going to nominate you for this, but we like to recognize people who are newer in the industry. Top IAHSP chapter. So make sure IAHSP chapter leaders who are watching, get your information in to nominate your chapter so that we can, recognize the chapter of the year. IAHSP Spirit Award, that is also something that people can be nominated for. And this is somebody who encompasses and embodies the spirit of IAHSP, which is giving back and warmth, camaraderie, collaboration, works within the association, serves and gives back. So that's who we're looking for in the IAHSP Spirit Award category. And then the last one is the Barb Schwartz Staging Excellence Award. And so this is for somebody that in the industry that displays staging excellence, but has also been a leader, a mentor, been involved in the association and other groups and so forth. And it just really is a true leader and somebody that other people look up to for their staging quality and their business growth. So we would like to have people nominated for that. So Barb Schwartz Staging Excellence Award. So those are the categories, and when you go in, you'll see that you can select multiple categories, and then you say finish, and then it'll upload, and you can start putting in your photographs. And you can opt to do up to 3 only properties under luxury or top occupied staging. I'm sorry, I'm fitting with my hair again. Don't do it. You can't do any more than that, because just to let you know, we're not charging you guys to do this. And it does cost money. So the app that we're using does charge me, IAHSP, for all the submittals that are coming in. So we had to cap it. Plus, we don't want to have 10 bazillion things to look through. And you can choose to do 3 different properties, or you could just do a category like, here's your luxury, and you can upload all your luxury pictures from various properties from this past year. So I don't want you going back 10 years and finding old pictures. Do it from this year, because we're recognizing people for their work from this last year, from last October to this October. So the same thing with the occupied. So you don't have to do 3 separate properties. And just know that we're not charging you. We're not charging a fee for this, because we want everybody to have an opportunity to be recognized. So that is going to be very exciting. I always love the awards part of our conference, being able to recognize people. All right. I think that's it for all my announcements. So June, was I bringing you on first? Do you have a call after this? Did you want to go on first? June? I'll just do it. I'm bringing June on. June Carter. Okay, here's June. Oops, sorry, that's just your picture. That's not you live. Here you are. It's been a long week. It feels like Friday already. Good morning.
Hi.
How are you?
You can hear me.
Yes.
You can hear me, I'm assuming. Okay. And I've been sending you messages. I hope they're coming across your screen.
Oh, here? Where did you send them?
Just typed it at the bottom of the page.
Oh, okay. Live comments. See all. No, it didn't come in. 3 comments. I only see Kevin, Virginia, and Virginia. Interesting.
That's fine.
That's all right. Okay.
I'm here.
Awesome. Oh, maybe they're over here. You messaged me here. Oh, this is a new little thing. I'm here, screen frozen, no sound. Okay, good. Team chat. Oh, that's a new feature. I haven't used that yet. So yeah, you taught me something new with the Be Live.
I taught you something. Whoa.
So here is June Carter, and I'm going to just throw this up here really fast. She is our official IAHSP business coach. We have a coaching program, which we're going to talk about today, plus other things. And I'm so very excited to have her on the team. So tell people who you are in case they haven't seen you on our segment before.
I am June Carter of GYST Solutions, that is Get Your Stuff Together. And I am so proud to be an ASPM and just did that in March. That was an incredible experience. I'm also a certified professional organizer, which is called CPO. And I'm an interior designer by my original training, but I'm a graduate of the Coach Approach School of Life Coaching, and I've specialized in coaching creative people, specifically home stagers. And we've had a wonderful time doing this. So would you like me to talk about the staging, the coaching, or the what I'm going to speak about at the conference first?
Talk about the coaching, and then we'll touch on your topic.
Okay. So if you go to our homepage, IAHSP.com, under education, you will find the IAHSP coaching program. And we are going to be, this is the first time this is being said out loud, implementing a group coaching program at a very good price point. And it's specifically to help you figure out your it. I coach hundreds of home stagers and designers, and everybody says the same thing. I need to be able to market it. And then the question is, okay, what is your it? And what everybody gives me is a list of services. And sometimes I think they've lifted them right off of somebody else's webpage. So what we need to do is find out who you are, who your business is, and how your business is a reflection of you. And we'll do that in 6 one-hour sessions limited to 5 people each. And we will identify your it, so you have your elevator speech and your marketing message ready to go. Because I need to market it. I need a web page. I need a Facebook business page. I need a flyer. But well, none of that is possible until you know what it is that you're saying.
Well, not only what you're saying, but your it factor. Because wasn't there a book or something called the It Factor? I remember I was going to Google it, but that's the it factor. It's what sets you apart. It's your defining things that make you different. So it could be your value added proposition, but it's more about what makes you unique and different. And because that's the service. It's funny that people go to the services because they think that's what people care about, and they don't care about that. They want to know, why should they work with you? What makes you different? And so, and this is in the marketing book that we will bring to conference. We'll sell those there, but we talk about how people try to appeal to everybody, and then you kind of water yourself down. So you're just sort of, I call it like a blob of oatmeal. You're just not colorful at all. You've watered yourself down so much that you have no unique characteristics or anything that makes you different, like a connection point for somebody. Yes. And right in there, I said, I ask a question in the book, do you think that every person you come across is going to want to hire you, that they're going to like you as a stager and want to be your client? Do you think every single person that you meet is going to use you and want to work with you? And so I think a lot of people initially might say, well, sure. And the answer is no. We're not going to appeal to everybody. And that's good, because then we'd all be like robots. We'd all be the same. So being able to figure out what your differentiating factors are and then crafting that into a verbal statement, I think is super valuable.
We do it through, and I've been doing it on an individual basis. We do it through understanding your needs, your values, your strengths, and your weaknesses. And then turn that into the statement that will be your elevator speech or your marketing blurb. When we stage a house, we stage it so that a buyer can envision themselves living there. When I'm coaching somebody, I'm finding out who you are so you can envision your business as it is a reflection of you. It's very much the same process, and it's very rewarding. And I've had a wonderful experience doing it. And I have examples of other home stagers elevator speech that I can show you how they got to, I'm not sure what my message is, to, wow, that's a really good under 60-second description of me and my business.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I have my elevator speech, but it's pretty basic, my name, my company, and then who I work with. And it's kind of boring, actually. So I'm toying around with coming up with something that's just not catches people off guard, but you want it to be memorable as well.
Right.
So something, it could be a slogan or something about yourself, and because there's certain people that have really cool names for their companies that kind of are part of that whole brand. But there's a lot of people that get into this, they don't really know. I'm like, when I got started, I did not know what the potential was. It was 2002. Nobody was staging where I was. And so to be able to craft a message, I didn't know if I would be in business 4 months later after taking a class. I had no idea what I was in for. So I think that's really valuable. So that's going to kick off in November.
We'll
The
kick it
group.
off actually soon after the conference. I'd like it's 6 weeks. I'm going to do 2 sessions, one on Monday in the Eastern time afternoon, one on Friday morning Eastern time, so that we can hit both coasts. And also, I've coached internationally. I've coached people from Egypt and from France and from all over the United States. Sometimes they don't know it, but I'm sitting here in my pajamas at 5 o'clock in the morning while they're in the Middle East. But so I have 2 different times, 2 different days, a morning and an afternoon. And we'll kick it off a week or so after conference, and we'll be ending before Thanksgiving. And everybody's world gets very busy between Thanksgiving and Christmas. So a
Right.
specific 6 weeks. And then we'll pick it up again in January when we can all breathe again.
That'll be great. And June is like the perfect person for this role. She's very qualified, and there are other people that also have programs where they're helping stagers along their journey. And I did this early on, but after talking with June, I wasn't really coaching as much as mentoring. And so people who are looking for I want to fast track. I want some action items to be able to do on a weekly basis to keep me on track. That's more kind of the mentoring side, and June also does that. So she takes her coaching hat off and puts her mentoring hat on.
Literally. I'm going to get hats made that say coaching and mentoring. I'm actually going to get those
That'd be
made.
cute.
Okay,
That'd be cute.
I'm going to do that.
So talk about your topic for conference.
Near and dear to my heart. I became a home stager first, and through home staging, I found out about professional organizing. And there's so much overlap that I ended up going in both directions simultaneously. And my topic is from stuff to staging, organizing and staging in harmony. And of course, we have a music theme. So if you see the video that I post it every so often on my social media, but I reference all kinds of music in the video. I had so much fun doing it. So we're going to talk about, are you interested in becoming a professional organizer? What does that mean? How does the overlap happen? Where would you go to do that? Just the same as I don't love it when people say I'm a home stager and they don't have any credentials and they don't belong to IAHSP and they're hobbyists. It's pretty much the same way in the professional organizer world. So how they integrate so well. There's so many houses that I have done the organizing and then I do the staging. So it's another income stream. Honestly, it's an income stream without a lot of overhead, because there are some of us who don't want to have stock in a warehouse and inventory. So this is another way to use our skill set, enlarge our offerings, and how to get there, and what kind of income can we really make. It's very near and dear to my heart, and I can't wait to get there.
And that's a great topic, because there are sister industries that people can fold into, and people that are good at that like to do the organizing. You can make money at it, and it's not tied to a house that's for sale. So it can be, but it's not it's a niche service that can be outside of the resale market. And I just have to read this to you. Catherine Lewis Brown writes, the most memorable elevator pitch I ever heard was from a photographer who said, I get women to take their clothes off. And she was a glamour photographer. So something like that is memorable, right?
Yeah, that's great.
That's awesome. Thanks, Catherine. Hi, John. Hi, Sarah. So the organizing side, what's the typical profile of somebody who likes to do that? Because maybe they're listening like, I don't know if that's for me. Talk about that a little bit.
Organizing, it ranges all the way from the technology. I have many organizing. I'm very active in the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals. Okay. And so I have lots of friends and colleagues. There are people who specialize in technology. They're Evernote or QuickBooks or any number of technology experts. That's not my thing. I am spatial, as many of us are. There are people who specialize in project management, which if we are home stagers, we are project managers. There are people who focus specifically on productivity, increasing productivity, people who focus on residential, on commercial. I do productivity, people who really just do coaching. So there's a whole world of opportunities within the organizing world. As I said, I'm very spatial and I love my coaching. But there are when I get somebody who really needs help with technology, I have other people I refer them to. But that's also a great referral business. And if you're not interested in ever doing professional organizing, at least know where they are for the ongoing referrals, because a lot of the times it's a similar client base and all that overlap. So where you end, bring them in and vice versa, and maybe some kind of compensation back and forth.
I never thought about organizing that it's you could do systems and getting people set up with QuickBooks. I never even thought. To me, I always thought it was just like people have a lot of stuff and their house is like chaotic and they just need to know how to organize. And so you get your little label maker out and you're putting systems in place. The challenge for me with that, though, is like, well, I'll just use myself as an example and my husband. So John, the way he organizes his desk, I mean, he has papers and I guess he knows where everything is. And so they're not all filed away. And my desk is not tidy, but I have I do put things in files. So I remember one time he was in computer sales and his desk was just a mess. So I took all the files home. I put them in file folders, labeled everything, took it to his office. And then I think I went like 6 months later and they were still in the box. He had never taken them out and used them. And so when you have a client like that, where you could set systems up, but are they really going to use them? So what do you do with somebody like that?
That's where the coaching came in. I can make any space lovely, but understanding who you are and how you think is more important than straightening out a space. I need to find out what your learning modalities are. Are you visual? Are you spatial? Are you auditory? Are you tactile? So within the coaching, we find out who you are and what makes you tick. So I had a woman who needed to see her thousands and thousands of clothing items. I had this as part of my presentation, and she didn't like closets and drawers. So we put clothing racks all around the perimeter of her room, took the doors off the closets, the doors off the shift robe, and we allowed her to see everything and put her bed against the wall like a day bed. But now she had visual access. She couldn't see anything beyond. Sometimes we deal with brain-based conditions too. She was a little ADHD, and sometimes that's a part of the conversation. But I need to find out who you are in order to set up a space and a system that supports the way you think.
I think I did this earlier.
That's exactly what you did to John. Is you just weren't supporting the way he thinks.
Right. I know, and it's it can be challenging because you are working with people that I know how I would want to organize things, and I have our youngest son likes to clean and organize, so that's what. Yes. Since he was 3, he's liked cleaning, a little vacuum cleaner. He'd run around but he likes to organize. But he wants to clean and purge, and so what the piece that he needs to learn is finish one area before you go on to the next. Because then what I ended up with was this office that was torn apart. He was finding all sorts of old stuff, and I'm like, we're tossing things. But I ended up having to put that room back together when he was gone for a week, and I got it finished.
It's also like filing systems. I've actually organized 2 different home stagers offices and storage warehouse spaces. I've actually been brought in to help other home stagers because I speak that language. So let's talk about a filing system. Filing systems can be by date, by alphabet, or my own filing system is by how often I reach for it. Because that's what's important to me. Now, in my family filing system, we have some by date, we have some by alphabet. But when my husband tries to find something in my room, which I discourage, he can't find anything because it's filed the way I think, which is how often I reach for it. So we need to find out who you are and then support that. And everybody's perfect the way they are. We are all naturally creative, resourceful, and whole. There is nothing wrong with the way anyone thinks, the way anyone keeps their space. We will go from there.
Do you ever watch Modern Family?
Yes.
So there's an episode where one of the kids is in trouble. You know, she did something at college, so they have to bail her out, and so they're looking for the cash. And so Phil has this weird system for filing his cash away. So he, you know, it's like the pillow, Zillow, Willow. Oh, but the willow, like over the willow tree. Oh, it's not there. And so he has all these clues. It's like a scavenger hunt, and she's trying to get into his head because it all makes sense to him. Makes no sense to anybody else where he would have put that money. But it was just, that's a funny episode. And so you do have to kind of, yeah, I mean, so make what makes sense to them versus forcing your, like that's what I did. I put my way of how he should do something on him versus saying, well, how do you want to use this? You know, what's important to you?
I've done this for insurance agencies. I've done this for chiropractic offices, for gyms, you know, for all kinds of businesses, set up their systems. And then they can turn the technology part over to somebody else. That's just not my thing.
You know, I think it would be, and this is like a different conversation, but I'm actually thinking ahead to how to being able to teach when businesses grow, the organization of people who have warehouses and so forth. That would be a good module because, and it needs to be something that makes, at that point, it can't be something that just, you know, like Phil, you know, and Phil Dunphy on Modern Family. It has to be something that makes sense because eventually Leanne and Leslie Kramer are going to talk about selling your business eventually, what that entails. And that would be the systems have to be in place so that anybody can walk in and the company continue on.
I hear a panel coming.
I do too. Yeah, that would be a really good discussion.
That's a great panel, maybe with Lux, our friends in Fort Lauderdale.
Yeah, because I mean, it,
warehouse.
Yeah, and this getting the systems in place. So yeah, that would be. I'm actually gonna write that down because I won't remember I just talked about that. Becky, you keep coming and going, so I hope your connection is okay. Worst case, I can bring you on my cell phone if we need to just do a conference, like a speaker. So we just talk about a panel, or
maybe next year a panel on organizing an actual warehouse.
Or just a business. So the warehouse, but it's also, you know, the business aspects of it as far as your paperwork and SOPs and things like that you need to have in place. So I'm excited.
And your workstation.
And June teaches classes as well for staged homes. And so she's an accredited staging professional, certified ASP trainer. And she has taught in Florida. We're going to get her into Savannah. We're going to send you around, and we got to get you up to New York. So we have to work on that.
Happy to. Going to the Florida Panhandle in October. First time they've ever had training in that part of the world. And I'm happy. Traveling works for me, so send me.
Awesome. And I can't wait to see you in Nashville. So yeah, everybody who's watching, spread the word. Actually share the segment if you could also, because we'd like to reach as many people as possible. But spread the word about the conference because we're in the home stretch, and every year we have sold out, and we have, predicted a certain number. They're actually hopefully moving our ballroom because of logistics issues, and we're actually maybe going to get a bigger space, which is awesome. So I'm really looking forward to seeing everybody. It's, I get to do this, and so I get to see you, but it's nothing like seeing people in person and being able to give you a hug. So looking forward to it.
And I'll have a table there for our coaching program, and we have a little surprise for those who sign up at the conference.
Okay, hang on. Hey, John, Stephen, we can hear you up here, so you can't talk so loud. I'm sorry, Virginia. Thanks for letting me know. I'm in the loft now. You guys can see the open area behind me. This is usually not revealed, but it goes right down in the family room, and all the sound just comes right up. So, anyway. All right, so Becky, I'm going to try to get her. She keeps coming and going. So I'm going to go ahead and exit you, June. And if something happens, don't leave yet. So Becky, let's see if she's going to come on. Notifying guest. Here she is. Hello. Hi, Becky. You are on.
Hi.
Hi. So is your connection okay?
Because you're
coming and going.
Great.
Okay, good.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too. Oh, yeah. Did you lost your voice?
It seems to be coming and going a little bit.
Yeah, I
have had a cold, so it's not the best, but I still can talk.
Good.
It's great to see June. June and I are friends. We both live in the same area, and I probably need an appointment with her.
Yeah.
I think God gifted me with the right brain, the interior design thing. The left brain, I think at the end of my life, if they do an autopsy, I've got this big hole for the left brain. So I think a lot of stagers are right brain, and they're not terribly good at the organizing of their business. And at least this is one of the things that I talk about as a trainer. I own Transformation Staging and Redesign School. We're a business in Jacksonville, Florida, staging business since 2004. And the school for staging and redesign has been in existence since 2006. And I've got a number of my graduates coming to conference. And I'm excited about the speakers and all the things happening there.
Well, it was funny. So if you guys have some time, go to her, find her on Facebook, and then click and go to her website and look at the backstory. I got a kick out of reading that.
Thank you.
Because I'm like you too. Like I put costumes on. Like I might even do that at Nashville. You never know. And I don't mind doing that. But I don't. So I can make a fool of myself and laugh. But it's
Yes.
But I don't necessarily like the spotlight otherwise. So she had a tell people what you used to do before your life before staging.
Well, I think I've always had some kind of a business since I was little, but in the 80s, I'm probably older than all you girls, but in the 80s, we started a balloon bouquet delivery business, and we delivered balloon bouquets for birthdays and special occasions dressed in crazy costumes. Chiquita the Banana Lady, Magic Wanda the Good Fairy, we had a Darth Vader, we had a Zorro, we had about 15 different characters. And my husband said I must have been missing out on something in childhood because my whole personality changed during that time. We lived in Tallahassee. We ballooned the governor. We ballooned famous people in crazy costumes. I don't know. It prepares you for the craziness of staging.
When I had a Chiquita banana costume as well. It was for Halloween, but I had the colorful thing, and I did the headdress with all the fruit on top.
Yes.
And I broke that thing out for a lot of different Halloweens, but I've worn, different wigs and stuff like that too. It's just fun. So, and you did this during the recession when the economy was really tough. You started this business, you did really well, you sold it, you moved, and then you found your way into staging. So you have a design background.
Yeah.
But back when you got started, like I was in 2002, you were 2003 or 4. I mean, this just wasn't being done very much.
No.
And so you were probably like a pioneer for your. Have you always had your business in Jacksonville area? Your staging?
Yes.
And you're probably one of the first ones to set up shop there as a stager.
We really were, and we had to explain to everyone what home staging was. And now, of course, people expect it, and we see times changing, and it's exciting that we don't have to sell them on the prospect of staging as much as we used to.
I think what
changed.
What I'm seeing though, and I'm gonna write a blog about this. It's what I'm seeing. So there's still some people that don't know what staging is. I meet them and they're like, "What's that?" And then the shows help educate. But what I'm seeing now is this confusion about staging versus design. And at the last 3 markets I spoke at, High Point, Atlanta, and Vegas, for designers adding staging to their business, to talk about some of the similarities, but also how it is different, the process, like the front loading of inventory that we have to do, the items, but the speed, the pace is much faster, but it's also the focus on the finished product. It's the house that's for sale, not the stuff. And I'm hearing a lot of discussion, and John Reagan was just messaged me today too. It's the house sells. We want the house to sell, not be all focused on, what type of lamp you brought in, and the artwork. And of course we want the look to look good, but we got to be really careful not to go into design too much to the point where it becomes a focus on the things. And because staging is very subjective, there's a lot of factors like the budget, the type of property, time frame, and so forth that limits what we really can do. Versus a design project could be 3 to 6 months to pull the thing together. So you got lots of time to source and find things. So what do you think about? Do you see that happening? Or do you agree with that, or the design versus staging? Becky. So can you hear me, Becky?
I don't know if you can hear me, but I've lost audio.
Oh, did I? Oh, I can hear you. Am I still on audio wise? Can you guys hear me? Somebody say yes, hopefully. Hopefully. Otherwise I'll do sign language. HELLO. So can someone who's on in the audience, can you guys let us know, Virginia or John, can you guys let us know if you can hear me? So Becky, you can't hear me? Can you hear me, Becky? June, can you hear me? Anyone? Hello? Okay, here, let's see. I'm here, okay. You can hear me. Oh, Sarah says she can hear me. So Becky, they can hear us. Can you hear me, Becky? So Becky must have lost her audio. So
I lost audio.
But you can, yeah, we can hear you. I can hear you. So start talking. You talk. You, Becky, talk. So my audio's fine. Okay, let's see if I can write to her. She won't know where to find that.
Tips?
So what's that? Oh, I'll do this so you can read the thing. Let's do this. I will do this. Becky, share about your topic at conference. We can hear you. Sorry, guys, we have this thing's technical glitch. So go ahead and share. Becky, if you can see me, can you see me? So you start talking. So Becky is going to be on the investor staging consultant designation panel. And she will be sharing with other people on there about the different trends and so forth. So she's sort of a specialist on this. And so I wanted her to talk about this. So Becky, can you see my screen? Becky, share a little bit about trends. So she can see that. I don't know if she can see that or not. You know what? She may not be able to see it at all because I see it on my screen. And she can't see me. So let me do this. I'm going to put her back in the lobby and I'm going to add her to the broadcast again and see if she'll start talking. Okay. So Becky,
Hello?
Can you hear me? Yeah. So can you hear me? Becky? So we can hear you. So her audio must have gone out because she doesn't know. She can't hear me at all.
Hello, Jenny, I can't hear you.
I know, but we can hear you. So I don't know if she can see me or not. Anyway, thanks, Facebook. That's not actually Facebook, Be Live. So I think it's actually on her end, probably the tech. So her sound went out. I'll have to have her back on because I feel badly that she can't hear us. And so, bummer. And she can't see the screen. So what stuff I was putting across there, she can't see that at all. The only thing I can do is try to message her, but she probably won't even see that. So chat with you, Becky. We can hear you. Just start talking. So let's see if she sees that. All right. So Becky has obviously a wonderful amount of experience in the industry.
Hello, I don't have audio yet.
Yes, she doesn't have,
or video.
Yeah, so you're on video, but so I'm just going to put her in I'm going to park her in the lobby. I'm sorry. So we'll have her back on. The topic, so she's part of the investor staging consultant designation. And so each person that's sharing, one's going to talk about like pricing the projects, marketing to obtain them. And then Becky is going to talk about trends and some of the design trends and so forth that feed into investor properties and also Airbnb and so forth. So these are properties that are being flipped. And so it's not going to be, crazy design styles and so forth, but what is trending? What do we have to look out for in 2020? What are people looking for? And so from fixtures, flooring, countertops, everything. So that's going to be her niche specialty. And then we'll, I'll have her back on hopefully before the conference so she can share because she's a font of wisdom. I've never met her in person, but I've heard really great things about her. And and her backstory is just so funny because there's a lot of similarities there as well. So on the investor staging consultant panel, we'll have Lisa Basham, who actually she does more of like the contract management side of it. So she actually works with the contractors and flips. And then also Sheila Dragon has done a lot of that too. So she went from staging and design into, and I got to get Sheila back on because the day she was on, something happened with the tech as well. We couldn't get her on, or she couldn't get on. So she actually has done flipping properties. That's where her focus is. And then she also does the finances part of it too, the financials. So people that are interested in diversifying and getting into that aspect of business, she's a really great resource for that. And then I know Sandra's going to be sharing, and she'll talk, the marketing and the business and so forth, and actually staging the properties. And then Amy Powers is going to talk about Airbnb and breaking into that market. So there'll be a lot of information coming at you on Saturday for the Investor Staging Consultant designation. And we love it because our events are always a getaway with a takeaway. So your takeaway, of course, everything you're going to learn, but specifically these initials that you're going to gain. And then we'll have a qualification for, like we did for the Lux Home Staging, you'll get the initial designation, and then to get the certified, you'll have to show that you've done some properties and so forth, and then we'll send that to you as well. So anyhow, so we've got a great lineup planned, and those of you that haven't got your ticket yet, again, don't wait. I do have a secret block of rooms that I will release eventually, but that's for people that are learn about this from September 3rd to October 3rd, the last month. There'll be some new students coming in from different training camps and so forth, and they may want to attend the conference, and I didn't want them to have to pay the high hotel rate because it will jump up. And so I do have a little block of rooms set aside for those people, but don't wait to get your hotel room. If for some reason you can't attend, you get your money back. They're not going to keep you. You have to just make sure to cancel according to their terms. So that's it for me for today. Make sure to get your award nominations in. Have somebody tell somebody to to nominate you, recognize you. Next week we have Ella Vaughn, who's one of our new vendor partners. Ella Vaughn is a credit card merchant processing portal, which I've been testing and using. I'm very happy with them, and so they are going to be coming to our conference and our sponsor. And then Christy Barnett will be on. So she is the decorologist. She's got a relationship with, I don't know the name of it. It's through Sherwin-Williams, and it's something I never even heard of, but I guess it's these little paint boards that you can put on the wall and then take off and move around. So they actually made her their national spokesperson for that because she's so knowledgeable about paint. And so we'll talk about that next week, as well as her topic, which is working with tough architecture and how to stage that. So looking forward to having Christy on, and then Vin from Elevon will be joining us. And so thanks everybody for tuning in. We're going to end a little bit early today, so make sure to tune in next week, and we'll have another great segment. Promote the conference. We appreciate you guys who are sharing. Encourage your colleagues to attend, and then make sure to get your nominations in, because by next show the nominations will be closed by the 27th. So I'll see you guys next week. Thanks so much. Have a great week. Bye, everybody.